G'day everybody, how's it going? We're almost there, guys! We're almost there. We made it through a year and a month so far of the lockdown. People are starting to get vaccinated, and in my state of New York, people 18 and over can now appoint themselves a vaccination when they can. Haven't been able to get one yet. But I'm of the least of concerns. So I'm in no rush. I'm not some Arizona coyote. I'm not going to push myself in front of the line and cause a fuss. I ain't going anywhere anyway, so we're all good. But there has been some cancellations and other such things that we know about now, and we've had some going into this year, and we're still updating that article. When will be the last date that I have to update that article? I wonder in my mind. I think it'll be around July. I think July will be the last time we have to update this article that I've been updating for a year and a half. And then it's the question of, how do I get back on tracking convention attendance records again? Like, how do we get back on that horse? Because clearly it's going to, the 2020 to 2021 segment's going to need a little work on how this is going to work. So, but most of us have made it. There's a handful of furries that had not made it, and it's a really unfortunate thing. And I'm sure as conventions get back up, my suggestion would be having a panel for those who worked like retail or doctors or things like that to kind of come together to share kind of the horror stories or stuff like that, to share, your war stories, because you guys really did make it through a war. So the big one is Anthrocon. Anthrocon has decided to not be going on this year. Blue Ridge is only going to be virtual, and Blue Ridge was the last one to really hold its convention before the whole lockdown thing occurred back in 2020. So this would be the first time it was going virtual only. Furthermore, as well, let me see if I can get you guys visibility on the screen here. Doing a little impromptu. I just got home from work. So, window capture. So I'm going to capture that window, and we're going to turn on that window, and we're going to edit the scene and move it around a bit. So for last month, this has got to get updated a little bit. But though for Nexion has moved itself to December 2020. Blue Ridge Fur Fair is going to be virtual only. That was back in March, so we're in April now, so I need to move all this. So furthermore was also going to be virtual only, but it's going to be held in late April, just so you guys are aware. Texas Furry Fiesta is online virtual only, but that had already taken place. Vernal Equinox 2021 is going to be online only, but that was in March. Though you might want to look for details on the websites as well at the link here, and you can see if there's any information, because they may hold their virtual stuff at different times than their original convention times. Fantastique canceled for 2021. Confuzzle 2021 is virtual only. Furry Weekend Atlanta is virtual only. That was in May. Woof was supposed to be in May, is canceled. Furlandia, May, canceled. For Biggest Little Fur Con was supposed to be held in June. It's been postponed till October 21st. This time, I think they might be able to do it. Last time they didn't. It's going to be interesting to see how that impacts MFF if that occurs. It's gonna be, but this year, like, there ain't no norms anymore. Like, I used to be able to write predictions on attendance rates, based on a small, like, mathematic thing of like what was the delta between the years, and then add the delta to that, and then that's my estimate. Unfortunately, that's all out the window. Either you could have less attendees because people are still skittish. You could have more attendees because people are thirsty. Trust me, you furries are thirsty for social attention. I can tell. A lot of people talking to me online. A lot of names coming out of the woodwork and they're like, "Hey, dude!" I'm like, "Hi, guy I've never talked to," and like that. Yeah, let's talk. It's like, and then it's like, people are y'all are antsy. I know you are. So to get together, okay. So hold on to your horses, okay. We'll get there. We're almost there. Some of y'all have gotten your shots already. Even some of y'all are younger than me. I don't know how you guys manage that. I just don't push all that much, man. That's how it is. That's why 5 years later of doing this, I'm almost on my 5th year anniversary of this channel, and I still only have less than 1,000 subscribers. Is I don't push all that much. I'm fine. If people watch this stuff, then I'm sorry. Anyways, biggest little FurCon, June. That was postponed. I said that. For June is canceled. Anthrocon, which is one of the big ones, is canceled this year. CISFER is July, is also canceled. Argentina Furry Fiesta. They canceled it for this year, but they plan on holding a virtual event in November. Eurofriends it was going to be in August, was canceled. Europeans getting out ahead of the whole curve. Furreality was last year was October, but they've already canceled for this year. That's a bit concerning. And FA United, of course, had permanent closure, as we discussed in the previous video, where I made an arse out of myself. So, there has been some concerns amongst the Twitters, of permanent closures of furry conventions because of the situation. Because contracts and things like that, and furries backing out of the situation. We at least have for FA United, that was a victim, that we know was a victim of this situation, but not any other conventions that I'm aware of. When I just read that for reality was, it's a relatively young convention for reality, and it was supposed to be held in October, and the fact that they canceled so early is, that one's got me on shaky ground. But I don't think we're going to lose many other conventions, because I think furries underestimate how much hotels really want business right now. They are pretty desperate. Like they're not going to kick out tenants unless they have a really, really good reason to, unless they have somebody else raring to go. And even for major gatherings, the hassle and all the legwork and all that stuff, unless the hotel could find something to replace what was going to be there, I don't see the hotels doing that. Though, hotels might put a little bit of pressure on those who are running the conventions. And that's sort of what happened with Fur Affinity United. They put too much pressure on them and they snapped, and they basically said, "No, we're done. Screw it." And so, we're going to find that situation in that. Though it doesn't mean you should not worry about it entirely. What I would say to you is, and what I would suggest to furries is that we kind of come up with this idea of like a force majeure, right? When conventions have to close because of pandemics or things like this, and emergencies come up, we need to be ready to support the conventions that we care for, if we really care for them a lot. My suggestion would be, when it comes to furry conventions, you should support one local one, and if you want to travel to one, that's good. Have which one is your favorite one to travel to at a distance, and which one is your favorite local? Like, which one is your local one that is most supportive of your local community? And what I would suggest is, if ever we have this situation that occurs like this again, shut your mouth. It won't happen again. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth. But anyways, you always have to take the lessons of the day and apply them to the future, and even apply them to the present if you want. If there's a convention that you care for that was canceled this year that was local to you, or you really like traveling to it, you should support them in any way that you can. And what I would suggest is, send them in mail via their contact page and say, hey, can I give you the price of an admission ticket? Because I would have spent that this year anyway. Like that money belongs to you every year. I have a yearly subscription to you, and so I'm going to supply that yearly subscription, right? Even if I can't go, even if I can't attend. And I would suggest that to you, even if like a convention opens and you're not comfortable going, right? Like you're not comfortable yet, you got vaccinated, or maybe you didn't get vaccinated yet, you don't know if you're going to be vaccinated on time. Or you're not, or you don't trust that other people will be fully vaccinated, and you don't want to get this con crud. Nobody wants to get this con crud, and you want to take all due cautions. You should do like the opposite of ghosting a con. You should zombie a con, I guess. Is that the opposite of a ghost? I don't know. Spectre a con. Basically, pay for the admission, pay the RSVP, pay for the attendance, but stay back for the year going, okay, I'm going to support the convention because I would have done that. And you're going to, quote unquote, save money anyway because you're not going to the convention and actually perusing the stuff and spending hotel money, but you will be supporting the convention by paying for an attendance ticket, even if you don't pick it up. So I don't know it depends on the convention. You should ask them and try to support it any way you can. And in the future, if something like this happens, that would be a great way to support the conventions that you care about the most, support the people that you care about the most, and keep things going. But if you can't afford it, obviously don't worry about it, right? It's one of those things. If you can't afford it, please. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Anyways, that's it for this one. Hopefully this will be the last one. I'll keep you abreast of any updates, even though I kind of slouched a little bit. It's been a few months since I did one, so I figured I would. Hopefully this will be the last one. Please. Please. And hopefully I'll get vaccinated. Thank you for making it to the other side with us, and hopefully we can talk about hopefully we'll get back to the convention soon. And as I said, I would suggest that conventions make panels about, for furries to get together and talk about, what they just went through, especially those who work in retail and emergency services and in those such industries that have frontline exposure to this kind of situation. And doctors and vaccine things. Sailor Scout's a good one, but just to have that sort of conversation. I wouldn't be part of it obviously because I was a lucky bastard who had a job that was not connected in any way, shape, or form, or too exposed to those kind of situations. But I thank those who absolutely, got through this and did such a great job, and had all the patience in the world. And despite venting online is okay. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Kick the like, kick the subscribe button, kick the comment in the comment section. And we will see you again next week for something more riveting, I'm sure. Hopefully riveting. Oops, that's not the end card. That's the end card. Why you always gotta misclick that, man? Why you always gotta misclick that? Oh, by the way, I am halfway reading through my. I'm halfway reading through the Ethics in Media book. So at this rate, I should be back to writing stories around June. I'll try to push for May, but I'll try to push for May. Try to read a little bit faster, but I want to absorb the book, the media book. One of the interesting things I read so far is like the concept of ethics and how they've kind of fluctuated over time, and the different sort of styles, and what sort of objectivism there is. And it is interesting because I've sort of adapted that modernized objectivism without even knowing what the heck its name is, like, you know, democratic objectivism or something like that. I forgot the name of it already, but it was fascinating. I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually moved in the direction that the media ethics book is moving in, but without even reading it. It's weird how that works. It's like a zen. But, you know, obviously I have learned some things that I've done wrong, but we'll continue to do that, and hopefully I'll be writing full-blown articles. But if you have anything else that you would like to contribute to Flare.com, if you like reading reviews and stuff like that, if you like reading stuff and want to do reviews, you can do that at that site. We'll probably do some videos on that in the future. Thank you very much. Have a good one.